Hello all, welcome back to yet another day to listen to another interesting story from the Indian history under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav story series from Momish Musings. Today I am going to introduce you to the dynasty which has ruled a particular state of India for more than 1900 years. Interesting, isn't it? I mean, before I move ahead and introduce you to the dynasty, I am going to give you a hint. Have you heard about Naga kings or Naga princesses in the Indian mythology and Indian traditional stories which we heard from our grandparents? If yes, then you can appreciate this story better. The dynasty which I'm going to talk about is the Nagavanshi dynasty from the Chota Nagpur area, mainly the Jharkhand, from the Jharkhand state. This Nagavanshi dynasty has ruled the Jharkhand state for more than 1900 years, 1935 years or something like that. It's interesting, isn't it? Then your next question is why we haven't read about this dynasty in our Indian history books, or why we didn't really know about any famous kings or queens from this dynasty. Yes, before I answer that question, we need to understand the topography of Jharkhand. Jharkhand till now is known as a state which has thick jungles all over the place, and it's a state which is rich of minerals, isn't it? So, but it's very difficult for people to enter into thick jungles. You have to talk about the ancient India, right? Where people should travel by horses and carts, horse carts. It is very difficult for those people to navigate through jungles. Of course, nowadays the jungles are disappearing all over the world, not only in India. So it's becoming easier for us to go to Jharkhand and see different places in Jharkhand. But Jharkhand is known is the place which has thick jungles. Okay, so that is the reason why people outside Jharkhand doesn't know anything about Nagavanshi dynasty, though it is there from so many ages. So now the question is, what is the starting point for this Nagavanshi dynasty? How come we got to know about this Nagavanshi dynasty now? No, it is not that we got to know about this Nagavanshi dynasty today. Today, it's the first time we heard about Nagavanshi dynasty is around the 16th century time. So let us go ahead, friends, and see who is the first ruler for Nagavanshi dynasty. The first known ruler for Nagavanshi dynasty is King Madura Munda, whose statue is still there in the Sutiambe town near Ranchi. You can see that it's the place where it is having Nagavanshi kingdom is having dynasty is having its kingdom is again once again in the Jharkhand region. Okay, so now this you might be wondering, one side you're telling that the first ruler is Madura Munda, and you're saying Nagavanshi dynasty. Is both these two linked or not linked? Yes, there is an interesting tale that actually talks about how Madura Munda has become the forefather of the Nagavanshi dynasty. Apparently, it seems we all had read about the Sarpayaga conducted by Janamajaya in the Mahabharata time, right? We would have thought that it's some fictitious tale which people have concocted to kill all the serpents in the world and stuff like that, isn't it? When we read it for the first time when we were children. Apparently, it seems one king cobra has escaped that Sarpayaga connected by Janamajaya by fleeing to Kashi Patna, that is Kasi city. And that time, Kasi city is a big educational center, isn't it? So this King Cobra has converted himself into a human form, into a Brahman, and got admitted into one of the Gurukulas and started learning Vedas and other stuff. The guru of that particular Gurukul was very impressed with this King Cobra, that is Pundarika Naga, and gave his daughter and got him married. So Pundarika happily settled in Kashipatna without any worries now. And his wife became pregnant. So they wanted to go and visit Lord Jagannatha in Puri and get his blessings. So they started traveling all the way from Kashi to Puri, which again once again is through the thick jungles. So while they are passing through the current Jharkhand area near Sutiambe town, the wife started getting delivery pains, it seems. So when it is the custom in that wife's family to for the husband to fulfill all the wishes of this wife. So the wife asked husband, "Why are you always turning towards to the opposite side of me and sleeping in the night? Why are you switching off the bed lamp?" Till now, though she was observing that because Pundrika was becoming little edgy when broached about this topic, she kept quiet and she wanted to find out the real answer for that. Then Pundrika Naga revealed himself, saying that I am the king cobra who tried to escape from this Sarpa Yaga, and this is what is my life story. After telling that, he felt bad because he cheated his wife, his guru, and everybody. So he went and committed suicide by jumping in the Andheriya lake in Sutiambe. Then by seeing that, the wife was shocked. She delivered the ball, and she also immediately went and jumped in the lake. But unfortunately, the baby, which is born just couple of hours back, was left as an orphan, right? So again, the father, that is Pundrika Naga, came and opened its root and started guarding the infant. At that point of time, one knowledge person was going in the same route towards Kashipatna. So Pundrika Naga explained his story and said, like, can you give this baby boy to the local king so that he can take care of him? Which is very much valid, right? Somebody else has to take care of this human boy so that then only he can grow up to be a noble, good man. So this well-known person has, the knowledgeable person has gone ahead and approached King Madura Munda and handed over this boy. And that is how Madura Munda raised that boy as his own prince and gave the reins of the kingdom to this boy. And this boy, because he's being found under the foot of the snake, he's being named as Fanimukata Raya, who is the first ruler of Nagavanshi kingdom. And from that time onwards, they started ruling Jharkhand state for almost like 1900 and odd years till the time India got independence. Interesting, isn't it? Now you must be saying, you're saying one side it's a thick forest, kings are not being known outside, there is nobody in mainland India who knows about Jharkhand tribes. Then how come you got all this information? I'm not a magician here, friends, to get all this information from thin air. We do have proofs. The family chronicle maintained by the Nagavanshi kingdom kings called Nagavansa Bali is still available with the current Nagavanshi king, royal family members. And in that family chronicle, we do have the list of all the kings who had ruled the Jharkhand area for so long. The next interesting person from Nagavanshi kingdom is King Durjansal. Before we talk about Durjansal, why his story became interesting, we need to first talk about the four capital cities of Nagavanshi kingdom, right? Because our king Fanimukad Raya was found in Sutiambe, he made Sutiambe as his capital fort and capital city and started running the kingdom. Now, I'm talking about I'm not running the kingdom, right? Not like typical other kings about whom we have read till now. In their dynasty, apparently, there is a story that says that the king also works all along with the common man. They feel that being royalty doesn't give you any higher status than the common people, doesn't give you higher role, doesn't give you any power. Roy, wearing the cap of a royal king only gives you the power to be judgment, to pass on judgments when the time is required, and to protect the people and the area which they are guarding for. Amazing principle, isn't it? So even the kings used to work as hard as a common man and spend their time. They were never sitting in the palace, taking care of the political administration because they are living in a forest, and for them everyone is the same. There is no retreat to God. They don't have an army. They don't have people to attend to the royal servants and all that stuff. Okay, if king is also a servant for God or whatever, servant to the common man, you can say here. And so all of them were happy, contented. And but they were moving their capital cities from one part of the forest to the other part to avoid getting looted by the thugs, the people travelers, or getting disturbed by the travelers, or by they have to move away because of the danger of the wild animals, which is totally understandable considering the situation at that point of time, isn't it? Mm, but the life was not so easy for them after 16th century, because around 16th century King Akbar got to know about the treasure that is lying in this unknown territory so far, which he couldn't lay his hands. How he got to know? He and his army were chasing one Maratha warrior who went into the thick forest and hid himself for a long period of time. And when people from his army started stealthily going into this thick forest, they found lot of treasures like diamonds. Diamonds were strewn across the banks of Sank River in Chota Nagpur area because that area has a lot of diamond mines apparently. We all know that now iron ores are there, magnesium ores are there, bauxite ores are there in the Jharkhand forest hills. But at that time, even diamond mines were there. And the proof for that has been mentioned in Akbarinama and also in the memoirs of Jahangir. So the moment they got to know, they started trying to invade and occupy Chota Nagpur, which is very much a common trait which we found in all the Mughal kings, right? Only Jahangir and his team were successful in capturing our king Dujansal and taking him as a fugitive. When Jahangir and his kings had conquered Dujansal and Chotana kingdom area, they asked Dujansal to pay him taxes. First of all, king himself is not earning money or collecting taxes from his people. It's a first. They are the first. I think the kings whom I read about till date are who didn't collect taxes from their subjects because they didn't need any money to maintain their royalties, royal status, right? They are also working like a common man, so no wonder they need taxes. So they were not collecting taxes. So Vijay said, "Why should I pay you tax?" Because Jinswal had said no to him, Jahangir got angry and captured him as a prisoner, put him into Gwalior prison for 12 years. There is an interesting tale as to how he got released and how he once again became king of Chuttanagpur. What happened at that point of time is, after 12 years, Jahangir got two precious gems, diamonds, as a gift from some local kings within India or outside India. We don't know, but he was not able to identify which is a real diamond and which is a fictitious diamond. So one vice minister from Jahangir's court has advised him to talk to Dujansal because Dujansal is basically from the area where diamond mines are found in a large number, and he is an expert in diamonds. So when Dujansal was called to his Jahangir's court and showed these two diamonds, by the look of it, Dujansal was able to tell which is a real diamond and which is a fictitious diamond. Our King Jahangir said, "No, no, how can you tell just by looking at it? You should be doing some or other test. If you," then he said, "No, no, I can tell you by look, but if you want, you can do a test. And if I can will definitely win." Then Jahangir said, "If you are really going to win, I'm going to give you freedom." So they all both agreed for this. And then King Vijayansal said, we asked Jahangir's team to get two big rams, the male goats, which had big horns, right? So when those two goats had come into the royal court, Vijayansal asked that people working under Jahangir to tie both the diamonds to both these rams' head horns. And once the fight is initiated between the two rams, obviously they both lock their horns, right? So when they started fighting with each other, the fictitious diamond got broken into small pieces. Yeah, and in the original diamond, which King Vijayansal has pointed, remained intact, which made King Jahangir very happy. He said, "Okay, chalo, I'm going to give you the freedom." Then King Dujansal is a very simpleton man, as I was already mentioning, right? So he also is a very friendly person. So he made good friendship with a couple of the Gwalior kings. So he asked King Jahangir to give freedom for his friends as well, which Jahangir had agreed in a good mood. So these Gwalior kings who got released along with King Dujansal built the Navratna Gar in near Ranchi in around 1935. And when they called Dujansal to show this fort, Dujansal started crying, it seems, apparently, because he said, "Now the people of my kingdom will not trust me because I cannot stay along with them as one of them." What a noble thought. If some king, we are all looking for royalties and luxuries in our life, isn't it? But this is one king. When you are giving him royalty and luxury, he doesn't want any of that, but he wants to go and live with his kings, the common subjects. so that those people can trust him and make him a part of their king. I think this king realized that to be a real king, you need to win the hearts of the people, not the forts. So he actually, but somehow the story ends there. But and then how King Jinswal started living in Navratna Fort, and then how he started moving across different areas. We don't have much to underline proof for that. But Navratna Dargah has been constructed mostly based on the Gwalior architecture, and it's a huge five-story mansion which has 9 rooms with 9 balconies. Because Nagavanshi Kings River 9 as an auspicious number, and a lot of interesting archaeological features are there exist. Now that fort is under the control of the ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India, and they're safeguarding it. Of course, it still has already reached its ruins by now. I hope they'll do something good out of it at a later date. So that's all are the interesting stories about the Nagavanshi kings for today, my dear friends. The last known ruler, though the title ruler after India got independence, to Nagavanshi kingdom or to the Jharkhand area is Chintamani Sharannath Shadiyo. Now you might be wondering why the Shadiyo name has come instead of Nagavanshi kingdom. There is another small tale for that. After Jahangir has released our King Janswal, he asked Janswal to append the name Shadiyo because he's Janswal is actually was released by Jahangir to just to honor his name. And I don't know why Janswal agreed for that this thing, or Janswal himself had gone ahead and given the word. We don't know. But from that point of time, the Nagavanshi king started using the word Shadiyo at the end. This last king, Sri Chintamani Sharannath Shadiyo, had passed away in 2014. And currently, their fort, that is the Ratu fort in Ranchi, is being managed by his daughter, Princess Madhuri Manjari Singh, with all the pomp and glory, still upholding all the family traditions. So that's all, folks, for today. Let us meet with another interesting story, with another interesting character tomorrow under Rajadi Kamit Mahotsav story series from Mommy Show Musings. Bye bye.